They say children learn from schools, but some lessons are written only in the wrinkles of an old man's hands. This is the story of a boy who thought his grandfather had nothing until he realized he had everything that mattered. In a quiet little village, far from the noise of the cities, lived a boy named John. He was only 12, curious, impatient, full of dreams, but life hadn't been kind to him. He had lost his parents in an accident when he was just 5, and since then, he lived with his grandfather, Wilson, a 70-year-old farmer with a heart full of faith. Their house was small, their meals were simple, but their hearts full of warmth. Every morning, Wilson would wake up before sunrise, whispering a small prayer and walk to the fields. John, still sleepy, would follow him, barefoot, complaining, "Grandpa, why do you work so hard?" "You're old now. You should rest." Wilson smiled and said, "Son, the earth doesn't rest. Why should we?" One year, the rains didn't come. The crops dried. The village grew silent. People lost hope. John saw Wilson still planting seeds in the cracked soil. He ran to him and said, "Why are you planting, Grandpa? The ground is dry. Nothing will grow." Wilson looked up, his wrinkled face glowing in the sun. "Maybe not today, but if I stop planting today, tomorrow will never come." John didn't understand then, but he helped him anyway. They planted every single seed together. Months passed. Still no rain, still no crops. John grew angry. He shouted, "See, Grandpa?" Nothing happened. "You wasted all your energy for nothing." Wilson placed his hand gently on John's shoulder and said softly, "No, my boy. The crops may not have grown, but your patience did." That night, John couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about what his grandfather said. And then, one evening, clouds finally covered the sky. Thunder roared, and rain began to pour. John ran outside laughing, crying, watching the seeds finally sprout from the soil. He turned to Wilson. "You were right. Patience really grows before crops." Wilson smiled and whispered, "Now you've learned the first rule of life, never lose faith before the rain." Years later, Wilson grew weak. One morning, John found him sitting under the same tree they once planted together. He was smiling, eyes closed, whispering prayers. "Grandpa," John said softly, "what are you thinking about?" "About harvests," Wilson replied. "Not in the fields, but in hearts." That evening, Wilson passed away peacefully, leaving behind a letter for John. It read, "My dear boy, if life ever feels dry, don't stop planting goodness. The rains always come. Sometimes from the sky, sometimes from within you." Today, John runs the same fields his grandfather once walked. He teaches children that life is not about what you have. It's about what you grow inside you. Because the greatest harvests don't come from the land. They come from patience, love, and faith.